I honestly just kind of assume that a lot of VTubers don't like me, primarily because I am with him.
Oh, you think fiction isn't real? You Nazi? Oh, you believe in free speech? You fascist?
Some people root for that, and then on the other hand, we're like in the VTuber community, and sometimes I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, and you know, I'm talking to other creators, I'm like, hey, should we play this game? And they're like, oh, I'm scared of being cancelled.
Whereas like there is sometimes I feel like I stream ASMR more because it's like what my community
It's
wants
your job.
from me, and it's
Yeah.
my job, and I feel like I need to. And it's not that I don't like it, but sometimes I do feel like a pressure to do it more.
They're like, well, they don't talk about that, Rev. That clip that you're talking about has 100K views, but don't talk about it. They don't like drama. It's like, they talked about it. They brought it to everyone's attention. Of course, I feel I have the right to talk about it, just like they felt they had the right to talk about it. They shouldn't have said anything if they don't like drama.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm so glad to have you guys here.
Fix my, I can't hear anything.
Uh-oh, take your time.
Okay, now speak.
Yes.
Okay,
Testing.
I can hear you now.
Perfect. Look at that.
Yes, yes, yeah. I'm so glad to have you both here. I'm glad it worked out.
We are glad too.
Ditto.
Hello.
Yay.
Hello, chat.
Hey, chat. Yes. Chat, say hello. Say hello back. So,
Hello.
I love that PNG that you have.
Thank you. I
It's
thought
actually-
it was cute. I
it's
was like,
adorable.
okay.
It's horrible. Not horrible. Sorry, it's adorable. Oh my god.
What did you say to my wife?
Listen. I'm on my second day, running on very short sleep, and I'm also hangover. I have no excuse.
Understandable.
Yes, understandable.
Their audio's a little low. Okay, I'll raise them. Yeah.
I moved in closer, maybe it's better.
Yeah, we had the mic a little far away.
Yeah, you guys are sharing a mic, right?
Yeah, we're just sharing a mic because it just made more sense.
Turns out we live together.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, that's what I told chat. I was like, I hope I'm right. But yeah, that's usually how marriage works.
That is usually how marriage works.
Can I ask when you guys got married?
Yeah. December.
She's looking at me like she's gonna quiz me. December 2nd,
Yeah.
2023.
Wait, really? You're supposed to know that one, Rev, or you're gonna be in trouble.
That
I
is
know.
an important date to remember.
Mm-hmm. So that was fairly recent.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
It was very recent.
And
Kind of crazy though. We've been together for a while now, so it kind of felt like we
Yeah.
were already married because we've been living together since 2021. So...
wait, really? For 3
Yeah.
years? That's so cute.
Yeah, I scooped her up from college and took her back with me when
Yep.
she graduated.
Yep. He came to my graduation and he helped me move out of my apartment, and he scooped me up and took me with him.
That's such
Yep.
a nice story. But you guys met from online, right?
Yep.
Twitter.
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 What
I-
a cesspool.
I think I actually watched that one video of you where you did your Q&A, Rev. That's how I know this. Somebody asked that
Oh,
question.
that's nice.
Oh,
I think she
cute.
left you some kind of sassy comment.
She did, and she deleted it.
He always
She
says
deleted
this.
it.
He always says this, but like I do not remember.
Wait, it's not true?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
To be
Is it
fair, I have a bad
perception?
memory. I have a bad memory, but like I swear I don't remember doing this. But I mean, he says it
Oh.
happened.
I made some tweet, and she responded disagreeing, and she was getting a little sassy, and I was about to reply, and it said, this tweet has been deleted.
Whatever.
And then I went to her profile, and she had cute selfies and stuff, and I said, okay.
So this
Okay.
got your
I'm going in.
attention. Somebody
God.
criticizing you on your tweet and then deleting it, but having cute selfies. Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't a VTuber back then. I was just a cringe, lowly e-girl.
Oh my god, same. We have so much in common.
Me, I love that for us.
Yeah. I mean, this is what's great for having you both here today, because like a lot of people in chat were saying, yeah, no, I know about Rev's content. I don't know that much about Strawb. I'm like, yes, this is what's interesting, because they both have like similar experience with content creation, because there's like a common thread with all content creators, right? But they do very different content at the same time.
Very,
Mm-hmm.
very different.
But do you feel like starting your not starting your content creator journey, but going through the content creator journey with somebody else probably helps share part of the burden and the anxieties and the stress? I would imagine that it does, right?
100%.
Yeah, I feel like I could not do this by myself.
Really?
Yeah, some normie wouldn't understand me.
Also, like I was with him. Like he's the first serious relationship I've ever had. And I mean, my whole life I kind of like e-dated people, you know, but never met with anyone online until I met with him. Never met a
And I had
friend.
never met
Scary.
anyone online. I was the
It's
opposite.
scary. Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, neither of us had met anyone from the
Okay.
internet.
Well, I'm saying I didn't even try to like e-date or whatever
Oh.
you were up to.
I mean, yeah. I never liked anyone in person. I felt like everyone around me. I was from a really small town, and I don't know. I feel like everyone I grew up with them, and they just weren't my type. And also, I'm like from the South. Everyone was very like country, and which is fine. But like, I don't know. I wanted something different, and also I kind of just felt like nobody could relate to me because I felt like I was chronically online.
Yeah, because when you're online, I don't know how to explain it, but especially from a small town, you're exposed to the world like on an international level too, and you just feel like it would be weird to tell the people that I meet IRL what I do online. Like no one would understand it, and if I got like a boyfriend online, he'd want to do stuff, he'd want to go outside and stuff, and I just want to be and stay on my computer. So yeah,
Understandable.
Kinda neat.
Yeah, exactly.
and e-dating in a way is just much easier because there's no TBH. It's kind of like not as scary as meeting somebody IRL.
For sure. Also, I feel like for me, especially when I was younger, I mean, when you're e-dating, it's not that you don't actually care about the person, but like there are no real strings. Like you can easily just stalk them and never see them ever again.
I'm glad that never happened to me.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like true.
No, absolutely. It's more of a platonic relationship, which it's cool because at the same time, you don't need like the whole physical attraction. Like, you know, there's some small habits that people have that maybe would bother you if you met them IRL, but because it's online, you don't see them. Like, I don't know, maybe they chew really loudly when they eat food. But online, none of that happens. So you kind of only have like the intellectual compatibility. The
chewing has always been a big pet peeve. And the lore, the ancient lore here. No, not you.
Oh.
Not you.
I was like, excuse me.
I felt very uncomfortable eating in a Discord call.
Oh.
I thought it was awkward. And she made me do it. I'm like, do you want to hear the chewing sounds? What's wrong with you? I'm reconsidering everything.
Oh my god. I just wanted to have, I would want to have like a dinner date.
Oh, that's cute.
We would watch TV or movies, and we would like order, like we'd both have like pizza or something. We'd eat the same food, and it felt like we were together.
Yeah, that's really cute. Actually, your story is really adorable. I love that.
Thank you. You know, it's funny because like a lot of people, I remember when we first got together, the people making bets on like how long we'd last. They're like, I give it 4 months tops. Oh yeah. People were like,
we dealt with Psycho since day one.
People were like, she's using him, she doesn't care about him, or like just crazy stuff. And I'm like, haha, we're married now.
I'm glad you're proving the haters wrong. I mean, I think there's a lot of envy there. And envy is different than jealousy, because envy is because they want something that you have that they don't have, and I mean, it sucks to say that, but a lot of people are lonely online. Yeah.
I mean, I was lonely online. Like, I get it.
Yeah, same. I mean, there's a lot of... That's why we're all together. We're all streaming, because we want to make connections.
For sure. It's one of the best parts, in my opinion, of streaming. It's like getting to talk to people and interact and stuff. Just feels like you're all hanging out.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm depressed and I just start streaming, and when you're streaming, you're like focused and you're talking to chat, and I feel like all my problems go away during that time. I always come out of a stream feeling better.
No, me too. And she knows I'm super antisocial, but I love streaming and interacting with chat.
Yeah?
It's so funny, actually. He doesn't talk ever in real life.
True.
What?
Like
I
when his
literally, when I stream for like an hour and a half, like I feel like my
Yes.
vocal cords
Oh my
are
God.
ripped.
And I feel like it's because you spent most of your life not talking.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, tell them about like when your family found out what you were doing. Like they were
they
so
didn't know I had a YouTube
confused.
channel for like the first 4 years. I kept it a secret. And when they found out, they couldn't believe it because like I
They're
don't
like-
have like social media or anything. Like I'm like boomer,
Mm-hmm.
like true boomer.
It's
And
true.
I don't like attention. And then I'm making a whole career making content.
Yeah.
Like your career is centered around attention on you, and they were just like, "What?" But I mean, he had to tell them because he had all this money just sitting there, and
Yeah, they're gonna think you're a drug
you were up
lord.
to, yeah, they're gonna
I
think
was
you're up
doing
to
drugs.
something. He was like, "What do I do with this? I need to pay taxes, I think."
Yeah, I still don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm living a double life.
Like Hannah Montana.
Yes, exactly.
Goals.
Yep. And so what time do you guys usually stream? My chat is asking. I think
She's
they want
more
to check you
stable
guys
than
out.
me.
I usually stream around 6 to 7 p.m. EST.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like maybe once a week, I'll do an earlier stream, maybe like 2 or 3 p.m. EST.
Okay.
And then for me, I just kind of stream a little bit before that, like 3, 4, 5-ish EST.
Okay. And you do your videos. Do you do your videos while you're streaming, and you cut them off for
I
your
do them
vid-
before.
Okay.
Yeah, his live streams are totally separate from his main channel videos. Like he doesn't stream and then clip the content for his main channel. He records
I
all
ramble
that.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like your videos are filmed off script, but
Yeah, they are.
I always find that you're very well spoken, and you don't ramble at all in your videos. Like you rant about things, but that's kind of like the whole point of the video, and
Yeah.
it's to watch your rant.
We were just
so-
talking about this before this stream.
Yeah.
She was like, "I need a script for this."
Oh yeah, I
these
was taking
Me
answers."
too,
notes.
I need a
was
script.
taking notes, like, cause you know, the questions that you sent us,
Yeah.
I was like thinking about them so much beforehand, and like the answers that I wanted to say, cause I'm just I'm not good at speaking like he is.
Mhm.
He's like very good. Like he doesn't need a script. He doesn't need notes. He can just like do it, and I'm not that way.
Well, to be fair, like, when I first started commentary, I literally would read every single word that came out of my mouth was from a script. I wouldn't go one word off of a
Mhm.
script.
Mhm.
So over time, I got more comfortable doing things off script, and now I never use a script.
Yeah, you're actually so good now.
Thank you.
I can't. I'm like Strawb. I can go off script. And the first podcast I ever did, I like wrote down all of my answers. But the thing is, then the podcast kind of derails. So you kind of just need to have an idea of what you want. And I always end up not saying everything that I want to. I just wing it. Just wing it. But
Mhm.
yeah. So do you feel like? So you did mention that there was some people speculating in when you guys would break up. You know, they're preying on your downfall since day one. Since day one, do you feel like being, how do I say? You guys probably have some audience that overlaps, but you probably have your own audience too. Because Strawb's content's pretty different. But do you feel like you still get some hate from Rev's antis because your content isn't very, I don't want to say political, but it's not controversial.
No.
No, my content is like not controversial at all. I mean, having controversial opinions doesn't really do much for me.
Mhm.
You know, people are there for ASMR or just my streams, like not hot takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, people just assume that every video or everything that Rev says, I apparently like
Yes.
signed off on it first. And I said,
saw
"Oh,
that.
good idea, babe. Please do this. This is great. I love this."
I have to run everything by her according to Twitter.
That's hilarious.
At most, like once a week with a video, I'll be like, "Hey, babe, here's 3 thumbnail samples. Which one do you think looks the best? What would you click on?" She's just like, "I don't know. You know better than me."
Fucking
Or-
no.
They're all good.
Or I'll
Whatever.
literally be like, "I don't want to hear about this." I'll be like, I don't want any drama right now.
No way.
It's funny because people like, I don't know, people think that like, not that I disagree with him on most of the things he says and does, but like, I don't know, we're just different people and we have different opinions on things, and that's okay.
And it's funny how a lot of like very progressive people on Twitter are like, "Oh, your man speaks for you, huh?" I'm like,
oh my god.
Or people will DM me and they'll be like, "Strawb, you're so nice. I just don't understand why you're with him."
Oh.
And I'm just like, you don't know me and you don't know him.
I hate getting DMs like this. Like when I first started, people were like, "Oh, I love your content, but I hope you never collab with this person, this person, this person." They would give me a list. I was like, "Yo, just you know what?" I just try to segment off these people of my audience because I don't want these people in my audience. That's just not the audience that I want to build. But it's funny how people have a very hard time understanding, especially on Twitter, that you can not agree with everything somebody else says and still be friends with them, or be in the same room as them in your case,
or be married to them.
Yeah, be married to them.
I mean,
exactly.
I feel like growing up, like all my friends that like their parents that were together in like happy marriages, most of them had big disagreements on things, especially like political things. Like one of my best friends, her mom is like the biggest liberal in the world and her dad is like super, super conservative, and they love each other so much. Sure, they fight over things sometimes and like it gets crazy, but like they love each other. Like people can't even comprehend that anymore. It's kind of crazy.
No, the internet's lost a lot of nuance, and sometimes I'm wondering if it's the Vtuber community that's a little more, all of their take are very one-dimensional, but I think it's actually like that everywhere. It's just because we're in the Vtuber scene, we think they're a little worse off. I mean, yeah, I don't know. What's your guys' opinion on this?
The VTubing scene's a little worse off, but it kind of reflects generally the state of the internet, especially like in content creation spaces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you literally can't disagree with someone without them going like, "You're a Nazi, alt-right, fascist, Zionist."
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What did I say that made you think that? Oh, you think fiction isn't real? You Nazi? Oh, you believe in free speech? You fascist? Words mean nothing.
Words mean absolutely nothing anymore. I agree with that. Oh, hi Rev, hi Strawb, Doxing, hello. So, do you feel like the content creators are held to higher standards these days in terms of like ethical behavior? Is it harder to be a content creator than just working as a content creator, the way you present yourself, than, for example, somebody working in a cubicle in an office? They could do unethical things, but no one would care. I don't know. It's a little complex when I think of more about this question, because I feel like there's some content that is totally unethical, and that's why people like it, like the kids on Kick, or the what's his name, Joey Somali, that goes Somali. Yeah, he's being disruptive. And some people root for that, and then on the other hand, we're like in the VTuber community, and sometimes I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, and I'm talking to other creators. I'm like, "Hey, should we play this game?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm scared of being canceled." So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think content creators, VTubers in particular, are held to much higher standards, and especially if you do content like we do, like anything with commentary, news or drama, like people are going to hold you to a higher standard. And I think there should be a standard, right? You shouldn't just go on and lie and believe completely unbelievable information if it serves your purpose. And you should do your best to research and all that, but like, we're not journalists. And people have tried over and over again, Ducky, to basically try to say that anyone who talks about VTuber news or anything like that, you should be held to a journalistic standard like you went to school for it. That's insane.
That is
insane. You should do your best to tell the truth, but that standard shouldn't be super, super high.
Yeah. Strawb, do you have something to add?
I mean, yeah, I definitely think that content creators are held to higher standards. It's funny because, like, I'm friends with, like, all different kinds of people in real life. And one of my best friends, I remember whenever all the Hogwarts Legacy stuff was happening, I tell my friends, like, in real life, like, about all the internet stuff. Like, they know all the VTuber drama.
Like,
They
I
know
know the friend you're talking about, like, she's super liberal.
No, she's super liberal. Like, super, super liberal. I mean, she's literally a lesbian, and she's...
People say we're homophobic, and, like, I remember I was reading a tweet.
She's in a biracial lesbian relationship.
We were sitting, hanging out with a couple that we're friends with, and I was reading a tweet saying I was homophobic. And I looked across the room, and there was a lesbian interracial couple that we're friends with sitting with us. And
we're like, can you guys believe this shit? But I told my friend about the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, and she was like, these people are just crazy.
Yes.
Like, they're just crazy. Like,
yeah.
There's just no other words. So yeah, I feel like normal people don't, like, normal people being people that are not chronically online. Like, my friend does not have Twitter. She works a regular job. She's a regular person. Like, she does not see all this stuff except for when I show it to her. But yeah, she's just like, these people are crazy.
And a lot of people who come after me, and you too, like, they'll say, like, imagine if your family or your friends saw what you say online. I'm like, they know.
Yeah,
they would, like, my family's super involved. We talk all the time with our IRL friends about this stuff. They think these people from Twitter and places like that are crazy too.
Yeah.
My own therapist thinks it's crazy. I've explained the whole lolly thing to her. She thinks it's nuts. She thinks people are crazy. Like, I think if my therapist can agree with me, then I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I remember during the Hogwarts thing, my friend called me and she was like, yo, I really want to play Hogwarts. I was like, oh, girl, you have no idea about the discussions that's out there. I just came out from the chaos. It's every time I show some crazy tweet to one of my, or some accusation, or I tell them like, oh, I'm really stressed out. This happened online on Twitter. I don't know, I'm getting backlash. I made a mistake in my tweet or some shit like that. Once I made a mistranslation in my tweet, I got a little stressed, you know? How dare I make a mistranslation? I issued a correction, but it didn't matter because people just hold you to that one part they think is a mistake. And they just laughed. They were like, what are you, seriously? Are you really worried about that? Or when you talk to somebody IRL, they instantly make me feel like I'm sane again. They're like, seriously, this person flaming you because you put a like a fake tweet. You paraphrased somebody in a tweet on your thumbnail. Seriously, they're mad at you for that. They're insane.
I've gotten attacked for that too, like paraphrasing people in whether it's like the words of a thumbnail or a tweet I'm putting in the thumbnail. Like, I can't put a 200 character tweet in a thumbnail. No one's gonna read that shit. It's confusing.
Exactly. And oh my god, it's so frustrating sometimes because it's like, I don't know, everybody does it. Ludwig does it, Mutterhard does it, but you know, if we do it because some people don't like us, then I gotta call it out. But even if somebody else does content that I dislike or I'm not into it, I would never go on Twitter and tweet about it or DM them about it or something. It's just, it's insane.
But that's the thing, right? It's like, if they don't like you, then they'll find an issue with it. But if they liked you, like if someone that they liked did the exact same thing, I mean, they wouldn't have an issue with it. They like find things. With people they don't like, they'll find things.
Yeah, they will. They will. It's, we live in a dystopian world. This is what I feel like every single day. Do you feel like if something's happening in the VTuber scene or even outside of it that's big, sometimes I hear the comment like, oh, all the news VTuber, because that's what they call us, or the drama tubers.
Depending on who is the subject.
Yeah, they're like, they're not talking about it. I wonder why. And usually it's because I don't see a point in talking about it. I think it's either uninteresting or I feel like I don't really have a strong opinion on one side or the other. And I feel like my audience, sometimes they really want me to pick a side. Because nuance is very hard to come by. So do you feel like content creators have a responsibility to address social issues in their work? And so to what extent?
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm
Especially
very
for
firm
me.
on that.
Like, especially for someone like me. Like, what the fuck is it gonna... Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed
True.
to swear.
No, you can
But,
swear.
like, okay. What is it gonna serve for me other than, like, some Twitter likes? And don't get me wrong, like, every now and then I gotta open my mouth because I am who I am, and it's disgusting sometimes that I have feelings and opinions that I just feel a need to share with the world.
How dare you?
I try really hard to keep it in, but every now and then it lets its way out. But, like, it doesn't really do anything good for me, so I just try to keep it to myself. I feel like my audience, like, I feel like they know. I mean, I'm married to Rev Says Desu. Like, I'm,
The
you
devil
know...
himself.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, that should speak for itself.
So wait, I have a question about that. Does Rev actually says Desu? Because I haven't heard him say it once
I've
yet.
never said it in a YouTube video. That's like the ongoing bit. I say it on stream. I could say it now. I'm technically not on my channel, so Desu.
Oh, clip it.
Oh my god.
But I was just gonna say, like, going off of what she's saying, like, I don't know, you're in a weird place in life where you're like, what does that cat girl ASMR artist think about this real life world issue that's super complex? Can she please put me at peace? I think talking about ethics, right? I don't think 99% of people in the VTubing scene have any authority or knowledge to speak on most topics going on in the world because they're just not knowledgeable. They're a bunch of neats hanging out in their room who don't pay attention to anything going on in the world. Why do you think they should speak up? If anything, they're just going to spread misinformation.
True. Wait, we were talking about it, and you covered that on your channel, Rev. About this Holostar VTuber, I believe. No, it's a Japanese male VTuber. I think his name is Axel, and he got backlash for purchasing McDonald's.
Yes.
And people were like, oh, he should be educated on this, you know, he should if he doesn't care about this issue, then he doesn't care about his audience, because some people in his audience might be affected by this.
I saw people who said they were fans of his content for 3 years and they abandoned him as a result of ordering McDonald's, and they said that they're not in a good headspace, that like they're genuinely distraught over the situation.
Some real fucking issues in their lives.
It's like, imagine, like, think about it. Imagine telling someone in your life, a Japanese man ordered fries from McDonald's, and you are now devastated.
You
are actually emotionally hurt.
So I mentioned earlier that sometimes I feel like I need to pick a side on a topic because my audience wants to pick a side. And sometimes, you know, there is a topic and I'm doing all the calculations, like I'm doing my research, but I already know which side my audience is going to be on because I'm starting to know them a little bit. And then it become, I don't know if you know this term, Rev, but it's called like audience rapture. So audience rapture is when you feel like you gotta align your positions or your view with your audience. It's when the audience starts to enrapture you, so you're not kind of in control of the ship anymore. And for example, one topic that was really controversial was the whole Sayu and Kenji drama, where obviously the doxing was bad, but then calling somebody a PDF file when they're not, that's also awful. And for example, my audience really wanted me to condemn Kenji.
Same.
But you probably have that too. So, and I spoke to other creators and they were going through similar things, and it has just become very difficult to give a nuanced take because you feel like your audience really wants you to say something. Like, but Niji-sanji's bad, right, Rima? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like that guy Ryoma, he's nighttime audio, right?
Yeah, I just talked about that yesterday. I had to say, no, guys, put down the pitchforks.
Yeah.
Not the same person.
Oh, audience capture, sorry. I just said a Rimaism. Yeah, audience capture. Sometimes I invent words. Do you feel some pressure to align your opinion with your audience expectations sometimes?
Yeah, I think I definitely feel some pressure. I think everyone feels some level of pressure. But the difference is like how much you're going to cater to that. And I feel like if you start catering too much of that, you're going to start to resent your own audience too.
Yes.
And it's going to show in like what you're saying and how you respond to things. And I think sometimes I say this to people, especially who are new to like the type of content we make. And I try to make my audience understand this sometimes too. Like you have to pick and choose your battles too.
Yeah.
You can't just talk about everything that's relevant. Like I took a back seat on the Sayu Kenji stuff because I knew it was like you had issues going many different directions and it was going to really polarize people, and people already knew how I feel about the issue of doxing or the issues with Sayu. Like I don't need to remind them. They know where I stand. So I don't want to make a situation more complicated, especially when Sayu, you know, you can question the quality of Kenji's apology on the situation, but they agreed to end it, so I try to respect that. And that's another thing, like I don't want to get off topic from the question, but sometimes people expect you to talk on every single thing that happens. And sometimes I have to pull it back because I know the content creator in question doesn't like drama or anything. If it's not super important, I'm willing to pass on it. But a lot of people also act like, you know, I'll take like a clip of a former Niji Sanji liver saying something controversial about their former agency, obviously talking about Niji Sanji. And they're like, well, they don't talk about that, Rev. That clip that you're talking about has 100K views, but don't talk about it. They don't like drama. It's like they talked about it. They brought it to everyone's attention. Of course, I feel I have the right to talk about it, just like they felt they had the right to talk about it. They shouldn't have said anything if they don't like drama.
Yeah, they put it out there on a public sphere. I think it's kind of fair game. It's kind of like how people complain about when somebody puts the tweet and the video. I used to make my editor work so hard to scratch off their names, and you know what? Now I don't fucking care. They're all on burner accounts, and anyway, you're all on burner accounts.
Yeah. I used to always censor the names to like my own detriment. It made things confusing sometimes.
It did.
But now I'm just like, I don't know. You tweet on the internet, 99% of the time, I'm just gonna show your name. Like, if you don't like public attention, don't say something publicly.
Yeah. So I feel like I can learn a lot from Rev because he's been doing this longer than me, but no, we're doing similar content, but he's been doing this longer than me, and you feel so unaffected by things. I'm a little more sensitive when it comes to stuff, but I feel like I gotta toughen up.
It takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is you're human. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there's always times, like, even recently, like, it'll randomly flare up where it's like, it becomes popular to try to shit on me for likes on Twitter. And this happened, like, over the past week. I think it all stems from the whole recent sets of drama, especially with, like, Assassin's Creed stuff. And people were trying to say I was racist and all these things. So, like, people started dogpiling. And, like, it's frustrating to see crazy tweets about me that get like 30, 40K likes.
Yes.
But then I think about it. I'm like, that tweet was made 2 days ago and I never noticed it until now. Yeah. So how much does this really actually matter? And I'm trying to ignore more stuff like that and not necessarily always say, I gotta farm you for content now. Sometimes just ignoring things. I don't know. I don't really have much to prove to people with that stuff anymore. People kind of know what I'm all about. And they know, like, I'm an easy target for likes on Twitter. People say crazy shit about me. And my wife is a consequence, unfortunately.
Yeah, that sucks for Strawb. What did I say? I feel you and Nux are, like, easy targets for the Twitter glue eaters.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I have my own differences with Nux. Like, that was, like, a big arc. My video about him. Yeah, a long time. Like, I don't sit here, like, seething about him. That was we were talking about picking and choosing battles and like what's important at the end of the day. I made a video about Nux like maybe 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Year and a half maybe.
Yeah.
But like I knew making that video was going to cause some issues because we overlap our audiences a lot and I disagree with some stuff he said. And I might have lost subscribers when I first uploaded it, but in the long run, I gained a lot of respect from people for talking about it.
Yeah.
And anyone who would like drop shit because I criticize someone they like while using the same train of logic I always use.
Yeah.
You know, they really weren't that invested anyways. But
you'd be
with
hypocritical.
Nux, I sympathize a lot with Nux. Like, don't get me wrong, he gets so much ridiculous shit on Twitter. Like, he's constantly attacked. What's his song? What's the song?
Oh god.
Twitch's hentai.
Wait, I was listening to that the other day. It popped up on my timeline.
Damn.
Twitch's hentai.
I'm the super Chad type.
I mean, he was right about that one. Prophecy came true.
It's actually aged well.
Yeah, it's aged very well.
It's not wrong.
Oh wait, I got another 50. The last stanza! You're going crazy! Thank you so much!
Crazy.
Dropping another 50 subs. Holy crap. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Man, okay. So Rev and DarlingStrawb, they're gonna come back every day, right? Remember one of my streams. I feel like have you ever, all of this struggle or all of this internet hate, does this ever make you reconsider part of your content or like saying something? Has it ever made you, maybe you're like, maybe I'll leave this out of this video for now. I don't want this heat right now. Like you said, pick your battles.
That's true. I mean, there's been times where there's something I know, like, I won't name anything specific, but like maybe let's say this big content creator is stirring shit up that's relevant to things I talk about.
Yeah.
People are like, oh my god, Rev, you have to talk about this. You have to talk about this. Oh my god, Rev.
I get the
same. And they're tagging me 400 times on Twitter, and she just typed out the name of someone that definitely applies to that. But like, sometimes I have to look out for my mental, and if I'm getting like shit already and like I already want to avoid causing issues, I'm already dealing with stuff, I can't pick a war with a massive content creator or someone like that. Like, I need to look out for me sometimes, you know, and how I'm doing mentally. And but yeah, you got to pick and choose your battles. And sometimes we were talking about changing content. Like, have you ever thought about changing your content to be less controversial or whatever? But I know that I could do a 180 on my views or never talk about something controversial ever again, and people will still hold my old beliefs on me forever. And
that's a good point.
Like, I think about, like, for those who don't know, deep Rev channel lore here, I used to make memes and shit posts. That's how I started on YouTube. I didn't use commentary until about 4 years ago. And people still post screenshots of my old meme thumbnails that had like hentai, cropped hentai. Like, we get it. I clickbait the shit out of those videos. They're very lewd thumbnails, but like, that's just the way things were back then. I don't regret it. But people still pull it up like, this you? After 5 years. And
so
like,
what?
Okay. Whatever.
And also, it's like, what were you doing that was so like okay? I never understood that.
Me too. There's a bunch of horny content out there, and even from their favorite VTubers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It doesn't really make sense.
Everyone knows sex sells, like...
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
And what about you, DarlingStrawb? Did you ever reconsider a certain aspect of your content, or thought that you should do something different, or not?
You know, not really from like a controversial perspective, since nothing I do is really controversial.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been times where maybe I'd want to change my content a little bit just because like there's something different I want to do. Like, I struggle a lot on streams going back and forth between wanting to play something like Valorant, which is like something newer that I enjoy, and then like ASMR, which is what everyone wants from me. And I struggle with that a lot, knowing like, I know what my audience wants. I know my audience wants to see more ASMR on my schedule every week. I know they want more videos out, and it's like, but also I'm only one person.
Yeah.
And you like doing Valorant.
And I like, genuinely, like, when it comes to streaming, like, I'm gonna be honest, it's not that I don't like doing ASMR live streams, but like, I prefer Valorant. Like, I prefer chatting, or Valorant, like just fun game. Like, it makes me happy just to like casually chat with my chat and play a game that I enjoy. And like, those are the streams that I look most forward to, because I do stream at night, and so it's like all day you're thinking, you know, okay, I'm gonna stream later, and like, I look forward to it. Whereas like there is sometimes I feel like I stream ASMR more because it's like what my community
It's
wants
your job.
from me, and it's
Yeah.
my job, and I feel like I need to. And it's not that I don't like it, but sometimes I do feel like a pressure to do it more because it's, you know, what everyone wants from me, and it's what I started with. So
Yeah, I spoke to an ASMR artist last night, Hooney. She was on my stream, and she said that ASMR viewers, they just want to watch ASMR, and it's very hard to cater to them, like to make them watch your other content, because they really ask you to do everything like ASMR. Maybe you've had similar experience.
Yeah, I mean, I will say my audience is very nice and like
they look
very
nice.
understanding. And you know, they want me to be happy. And I will say like my core audience, like my people that come to like every stream,
They
like
follow you anywhere.
they
great.
come for me. You know, they tell me that. They're like, I'm here for you. Whatever you play is whatever you play, whatever you do, I'm here to spend time with you. And that means a lot to me because like, wow, you know, I feel like, if I'm being honest, sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm annoying and boring. I don't know why you're here, but I'm really glad that you like me this much.
And the core audience is the one you really need to cater to, because those will they're your ride or die. Yeah. Yeah, and you know who else is a ride or die? The last stands out with another 50 gifted!
I was eyeballing that. Damn.
Thank you! Thank you so much. Everybody's gonna be green now. So we're gonna make my edit. I keep making my editor computer lag out because there's too many members now that he's gotta add at the end of my videos. No, that's cool. The thing with what Strawb is saying is that if you can't do the things you enjoy doing on stream, then you gotta do your streams, and then you gotta find time for your hobbies on top of that, and that just leaves you with no time during the day. So if you can combine streaming with what you like, I think it's great, and I feel like viewers really feel it when the content creator is having fun with the content they're doing.
I mean, you can ask Rev. I like very, very, very rarely play games off stream. Like maybe a couple times a month. You know? I really don't.
I haven't played World of Warcraft in a month.
World of Warcraft, that game came out 10 years ago.
20 years ago, actually.
And 20, every year.
I've been playing since middle school.
You gotta hop on the Final Fantasy train.
He won't play. He won't play anything. I tried to get him to play Valorant with me, and he's like, "No."
Yeah. Yeah. Valorant's hard though. You gotta aim and stuff, and it's not bird's view. I don't know what to do when it's not bird's view. I don't know what to do with that.
I need my bird's view.
I'm like, how do I zoom out?
I didn't grow up playing video games really.
A drunk cooking stream of cursed food is well worth the price of admission, chat. Let's go.
I didn't know. I didn't grow up playing video games. Like I always wanted to. We didn't have like the stuff for it. I didn't have like a big computer. Never had like a Xbox or a PlayStation. I never had any of that stuff. So holy shit.
Sorry, I gotta interrupt
you. What are we shitting about?
Aligraza just gave you a $500 tip. Holy shit, a drunk cooking stream or cursed food is well worth the price of admission, chat. Let's go. Thank you, Aligraza.
You have some serious fucking Oilers.
Yeah. Aligraza, and the thing is, Aligraza's got a wife, and she also has like a VTuber Oshi, but she's hiding it from, we don't know who it is. Yeah.
Could be one of us.
It could be any one of you.
Could even be you, Rev.
I'm gonna start poaching some of these people.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, I have a feeling that a lot of people from my audience will be in your audience very soon. It's usually how it happens in here.
Yeah.
I have a very supportive chat. They're really cool, and they like the kind of content that I do, and they like all of my friends. Yeah, my friends are cool. Okay, I feel like we answered that question. So, how do you guys deal with criticism that's like, with first, I guess there's two parts of that question. There's negative criticism, but there's also constructive criticism. And I'll tell you how I deal with it, but you guys can go first.
You want me to go first?
You go first.
Oh, I go first? Okay. Well, first of all...
I meant me, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. The constructive criticism... I hate being wrong about something. And I usually won't admit to it because I'm too egotistical. But in the next content that I'll do, I'll probably adjust it. Sometimes it stays like in the back of my mind and I still think about it. But when it comes to negative criticism, I think there's this thing that humans do where we think that everything in life happens for a reason, or there's a lesson to be learned, especially from tough times or times where we struggle. So sometimes I feel like we overlearn a lesson when we get backlash or controversy, at least for me. And then it's kind of like, it's sometimes it is helpful, but sometimes you gotta let some stuff go, I guess. And the hard part is figuring out what's good to keep in mind and what's good to just segment off.
Agreed. It's like that little, I don't even know, I was gonna say meme, it's not really a meme, but like when someone gets 100 comments and 99 of them are positive, but there's the one negative and it ends up being the negative one's the only one you can focus on.
Yes.
I feel like that's an issue for a lot of people, especially when they first start off. Mm-hmm. But I'm like you, I have a lot of pride. I don't like being wrong about things. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to a lot of criticism, quote unquote criticism being directed my way, a lot of it's just like people don't like me and they're picking apart things, especially like opinions. Like a lot of things I say are just my opinion. Yeah. And these are subjective subjects and like no one's right or wrong. So if you just say like, you're wrong, it doesn't do anything for me. It just shows that you just disagree and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to genuine criticism, if you can get that from especially like other content creators and people who seem like they're genuine and trying to really give you honest feedback, it can be very helpful. Yeah. And I feel like there's this meme. Actually, it's Barrett who showed me this meme because there's like a bunch of people saying, "Oh my god, I love your content, I love your content." There's one guy in the back with a megaphone saying, "I hate it." And then the content creator comes back in the next panel of, "Look guys, I changed the content." And everybody's like, "I don't like this." And then the guy with the megaphone is like, "Oh, I wasn't really interested anyway." Exactly. Yep. I feel like that's a lot of people catering to a very loud minority of people and trying to switch up their content or switch up, like, I don't know, like when it comes to companies or things like that. If you want to go out into like the video game space and places like that where there's companies catering to the loudest people in the room who have no interest in the game in the first place, and it just pisses everyone off. Yep. Yeah, Strawb. 50. Another 50 from last stanza. Thank you.
Crazy with it.
Thank you. Can we get a Desu from Strawb for that 50?
Desu?
She even leaned in.
Oh, she's so cute.
I gave you the ASMR. Desu.
Clip it. I want this for my sound alerts.
It wasn't free. It was 50 gifted subs.
That's true. Okay, fair enough.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, anytime. I feel like for me, I mean, genuine criticism means a lot to me. Mm-hmm. And I care about what people think if they're being genuine about it.
Mm-hmm. You also have a lot of technical stuff with yours.
Yeah, mine's like, oh, the kissing sound was too loud. Okay. I'm like, sorry about that. I'll try better next time. But then, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the, if you could call it criticism, I think it's just hate that I get is just because people don't like me. And they've made up their mind about me, and there's really nothing I can do to change their mind. And I am someone who I want everyone to like me.
Me too. Yeah.
And I'm very sensitive. I'm very emotional. I will say I'm not as sensitive and emotional as I was in 2020 when I first started. And I definitely handle things a lot better than I used to handle things. I used to be like a drama magnet, honestly, even though it wasn't my content, it was just my Twitter content. But it only made me feel worse. It never made me feel better.
Okay.
And like when someone would say something mean, you know, try and dunk on them. And I mean, every now and then, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, dunking on someone.
Yes.
Every now and then, you know, like they put themselves in the
definitely
position.
A healthy amount.
But but there's a healthy amount. When you start doing it too much,
and I get carried away sometimes. She knows.
And then I'll come in and I'm like,
she's like, "What are you tweeting about?"
I'm like, "What the hell is this?"
The thing is, the internet almost it doesn't reward people that come out and issue corrections or apologize for mistakes anyway. So it's like, why would you do it? And even when you do try to be nuanced and fair, people will just take you as like your most extreme caricature of yourself anyway. So it's like, why do I have to show sympathy for them?
Or they'll think you're weak.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And my opinion on that is like, I know some people say never apologize, and like, I get that. And I do believe that to a certain extent, but I do think if you've done something that you genuinely are sorry for, and you want people to know that you are genuinely sorry and remorseful and you want to change, I don't think that apologizing is necessarily bad, but I don't think you should do it for anyone but yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. Yeah, really good thing.
The Camilla stuff recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you give a genuine apology, or at least people perceive it as a genuine apology, it can serve you really well.
Yeah.
Even if people are going to be pissed, like they were going to be pissed anyways, some of the people, the aunties and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, you kind of gotta pander to your own fan base because they're the one watching you, they're the one supporting you, and you're kind of doing a disservice to your fan and your audience if you're only listening to the negative comments or listening to the hate. Like after I got in a like kind of a small controversy like recently with the whole Kuro thing, and after that I got like such an increase in negative comments on my videos and stuff, and people were picking my words apart, and I had a day where I wanted to go like kind of Menhera, and I wanted to reply to them, and my mods and, you know, my audience, my members were like, no, like, you know, we write to you too. We write to you every day, positive comment, like answer to us. We're there too. It's like insulting for them too that you're not we pay more attention sometimes to negative comments. It shouldn't be like that. So, you know, I gotta hold myself back. And holy shit, the last stanza with the $300 Hakatsupa.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, Strawb needs him. Thank you. Is it the Desu from Strawb that did it? Thank you so much.
Desu. Come on, let's roll it in.
Yeah, this guy's trying to outdo Allegraza. Yeah. And my issue, I think, what is the most, the thing that I hate the most on the internet is when, because sometimes there's some comments that, or some criticism that have a sliver of truth, and those hurt, actually. When I realized that, you know what, they were kind of true about that person kind of was on it, but that's very rare. I actually hate when people fabricate rumors or spread completely unfounded accusations. I've seen some on you guys, I've had some on me too, and it really frustrates me. I don't know what to do with what's the best course of action. I think I've been thinking about it, and I think the best way is just to tell your audience to correct them, or tell them, like, you know, show me the timestamp, like show me the proof, the source, because we do a video, we take the time to research, you know, I post all my sources, you know, I'm really transparent, and they come in, they barge in there with their wild claims, and they're like, oh no, you're wrong about that. Okay, what's your source? They somehow never have a link to go with it.
Yeah, I think I've always told my audience, and this is good advice for anyone, whenever someone's making some outrageous claim, like, encourage your viewers just to say the simplest response: proof ?
Okay, nice.
And that will defeat 99% of claims against you, even if they keep going with it. Because people, like, I've had people get community noted saying shit about me, proving with sources that they're wrong, and they keep
That's
going
great.
because they don't care.
No,
just
they
want
don't.
the attention. So there's like a level of attention you can give them, but again, like picking and choosing. There's no like science to it, but sometimes if it's personal enough or bothers you enough, you should maybe make your own response or make like a separate way of addressing it without being like directly responding to their tweet or whatever they're saying.
Yeah, I've experienced this
Stuff
a lot. And I mean, I did address it actually a while ago for me. Okay. There was a specific, I won't like say what the tweet says, obviously, but there was a specific tweet that was made to look like I said it, but I never said that.
No, it was completely fake.
And
it's completely fake and it's deep fried.
It's
like
it
been looks
circulated.
So not believable.
Well, it's been circulated since like what, 2020. Like 2020, you know, when it first came out. And I only ever made a official post about it because it spread so far. I had like K-pop stans canceling me, and I had other VTubers posting it genuinely canceling me. Like
we were at the movies, remember?
I'm so sorry.
We came out and we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Because I literally there were like legitimate indie VTubers that like were not just like nobodies. Like they were VTubers. Like they had audiences posting it and saying, how is anyone following her? Like, and I had to like DM these people and be like, actually the people that made that have been harassing me for years. Like that is not something I would ever say. And I feel like my audience,
a lot of them responded very well.
A lot of people were nice to me actually. Like even the K-pop stans, I will say they
switched around.
They switched up.
When they realized it was fake. Okay, so it's worth correcting them in those cases.
And a lot of them, they were like, oh, I'll go tell the group chat. Like, because they were sending it around in group chat.
Yes.
Like, I remember one of the K-pop people, she was like, I am so very sorry. I was like, go to that person's page. The person that posted that, one of the people that posted the fake tweet, I was like, go to their page and see what else they post. I was like, they post the slurs all over their page, and there's like hate stuff all over their page. Like, they're not, you know, the nicest people, you know? And it's like, this, I was like, clearly they're just doing this because they want people to attack me. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll send it in the group chat and let everyone know. And like, I'll issue a post about it. But yeah, there were other VTubers like saying things. And so basically I just made a big tweet and I was like, if you see this, it's not real.
And also I think in the aftermath of that, a lot of people gained a lot of respect for you too. Like, obviously you don't want to go through that, but people were like, damn, she's sympathetic. Like, this poor girl did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And was able to
literally that tweet got created because I made a tweet in 2020 and my tweet just said, if you are genuinely racist or homophobic or any of those things, I just don't want to be mutuals with you. Like, it's one thing to make an edgy joke here or there, you know, but I was like, if you genuinely hate people, I don't want you in my community. And then those people saw it and they were like, oh, haha, I can make something funny out of this.
I hate people.
You know, and it's just like, whatever. Yeah.
I was another creator hopped in the call and he was like, oh, I got DM'd by my mutual like this screenshot, and actually my he was like, I want to defend her, I don't know how. He was like, what do you guys think I should say? And then my mod Geminix, he found he went back and he found your Twitter profile back then, and it's like nothing matched. And we were like, just, you know, show them this screenshot. This is the evidence that this wasn't one of her tweet back then. So yeah, you just need some people, I guess, to
it's easy to make a fake tweet. Like, it's not hard.
That's
I
the
make
problem.
My Paraface tweets for every video pretty much.
And it sucks because it takes 2 seconds to create like a fake tweet or to create a new rumor about somebody or spread some misinformation, and it takes much longer to correct it because, you know, we had to do a bunch of steps. We had to go in the Wayback Machine. We had to do this. We had to do that. we had, you know, or it's like with my Mori, let's say, I always take the Mori Calliope video as an example. There's so many rumors about Mori Calliope, that she did this, that she did that. They took a few seconds to create those rumors and blow up. And it took me like a week to research the video and another couple of days to record and then another week to edit it. So it's like 3 weeks just to dispel some rumors that were created in an instant. So actually we're never gonna win, and it sucks that it's kind of part of the deal with being a content creator, and everybody's accepted it as, well, this is the price of you know, being a little popular, or this is the price of getting being able to monetize your content.
Yeah, because if you complain about it, people are like, why are you complaining? You're so lucky.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we're lucky in so many ways, but that's not the reason we're lucky.
Yeah. That's something that's always frustrated me about being a content creator, and that's not something that content creators want to talk about a lot, because it feels like they're being ungrateful or they're complaining about their job. But I do think it's a big problem, and I feel like I wish things were different.
I understand you.
And I think things have gotten much more toxic in the last year or two.
Oh, really?
It's really ramped up, at least on Twitter. People on Twitter talk about like, oh, 4chan is this disgusting, horrible place. And Twitter is as bad as 4chan.
Yes, it is.
Like, if not worse.
4chan is like the unfiltered comments, but Twitter are vile, and yeah, well, you can't upvote 4chan comments. I think that's why how the posts blow up on Twitter, and then the algorithm usually showcasing different factions against each other, like tweets from different factions. I think that also helps with the buildup of outrage.
Yeah.
And this is kind of off script, but we were talking earlier about, I don't remember. Crap. Okay. Now I wanted to ask you a question, Rev, because when a topic is very hype, for example, the whole Niji Sanji saga, a creator can easily ride a wave of this, and it can be very endearing. Like, you can make you can get a lot of views on that kind of content that people want to have, but you're also somebody that's been able to adapt its content after like a phase is over. And I think that's one of your strengths from your channel, because you started doing memes and you went into VTuber news, and then when the VTuber stuff is like down or nothing's happening, and you're talking about other things, you talk about anime, you talk about video games. How did you make that transition?
Well,
you always wanted to.
Yeah, the transition to commentary, like, again, ancient Rev lore here, but like, I think it was like 2019, I said, I'm just going to make commentary. And I deleted every single video on my channel. I had like 300 or 400. And I said, okay, here's my commentary. I had a microphone that was like, it was a Turtle Beach microphone. Anyone heard of Turtle Beach?
Yes.
It sounded like I was in like a wind tunnel. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, I'm not ashamed. If you want to watch my first videos ever, like, it's a tough watch. Okay. Like, but eventually I felt scared to talk about anything other than anime at first, because I thought people wouldn't be interested. Then I thought like, oh, VTubing's close enough. And then I did that. And then I created like an alt channel where I was like, I'm going to talk about general stuff that has nothing to do with anime or like regular YouTuber drama or something. But then I just kept expanding, and I would just talk about anything. And I think, I don't want to like name anyone, but like I see some channels that only talk about like VTuber stuff. And I feel like they really pigeonhole themselves.
Yes.
And like, I feel bad for them. Like, and maybe that's like what they're comfortable with. They don't want to do anything else. But like, I can't imagine like in droughts where there's nothing going on with VTubing, either A, you don't make any content, or B, you start trying to force content. Then you're just going to get like people pissed off. They're thinking like you're starting drama for no reason. So I just feel very lucky that I've expanded into pretty much anything I want. And I know people with the Niji Sanji stuff, like I've seen people like ride that wave for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then when it's over, they don't know what to do next.
Yeah, then what do you do? And then it's like, if you do a non-Niji Sanji thing, it gets shit views. And then you keep going back to what got you views. So,
and I feel like with me sometimes, like when I go on like a Niji Sanji wave for like a week, the next video when I change the subject does really well, because people are like, all right, that's a fucking enough Niji Sanji.
Yes.
And I understand too. Like, I get it. Like, I don't like to beat a dead horse, but
yeah, exactly. that's also something I'm working on. I feel like my channel, I'm kind of locked into VTubers now. In one of my videos, I try to talk more about idol culture. I put Lisa in the thumbnail, but it got shit views. I'm like, okay, I'm switching the thumbnail back to VTubers.
Yeah.
I think it's probably gonna go on a second channel, or I don't know. Yeah, you kind of have to adapt your content. I think the content creators that will do the best and thrive is the people that are able to adapt. Like Legal Mindset also does that. He adapts to whatever current topics is.
No, he's done a very good job with that.
He has.
And he like coasted into VTuber stuff.
Yes.
Like he adapted so fast.
Exactly. He wrote the Niji Sanji wave, coasted into VTuber, and now we're just gonna talk about probably the whatever's happening, Disney,
regular legal stuff like
yes,
Akita.
Yeah. I learned a lot from watching LM. How he does his craft.
I use him as a legitimate source now because I can say like, hey, this lawyer views the situation this way. It makes it very credible. Yeah, and he's also a great friend too. Somebody I can talk to. No, he's great. It's a good addition to the VTuber community too. Yeah.
Because we have somebody that's not completely oh crap, I can't say that word. That's not completely like autistic, and I don't know, he's just normal. I like that.
No, I like that a lot too.
We love normal.
Yeah. And has actual authority to speak on a Niji Sanji contract that comes out.
Yeah.
Where like regular people are, your usual suspects are trying to determine legal standards and things like that. And it's like, you're in over your head on this one.
Yeah. Do you guys have ever experienced with some burnout fatigue? Like I know Strawb, you took a hiatus lately. Was it because you were... I'm sorry, if this is too personal, you don't have to answer. But was it because you got tired?
Honestly, I had been wanting to take a break for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing content full-time since I graduated college in like May 2021.
Okay.
And I've never actually taken, until then, I had never actually taken like a real break before for like longer than maybe like a few days, because even when we'd go on a vacation somewhere, like I'd make sure there was like a video scheduled, or like we might go for a couple days, but I'd still be on like Twitter and like sharing things. Like I had never really taken a full like multiple weeks away for myself. And there was something pretty big that happened to me that I won't obviously go into details about, but it kind of like made me think, okay, well, because I always was like, oh, but it's not a good time to take a break. But the truth is there's never really a good time to step away from content.
Yeah.
Like it's my job, it's my income. And so, but I was like, I can't keep going like this. And so I went on a hiatus. I didn't know how long it was going to be. It ended up being around 2 weeks. Just at 2 weeks, and it was good for me to like take a little break and live my housewife fantasy.
It was great.
He loved it.
I loved it.
Did you bring him sandwich while he was gaming?
I do that now.
Oh, that's so cute.
But it was nice too because it made me take it easier too, because she had more free time, so I would more often say like, okay, I'm not going to stream today. Or
we're both like workaholics because we love what we do, but
without
at the
getting
same
like
time,
mushy, like I was very proud of her and jealous of her for taking that hiatus because I can't do it. Like it's a I
don't know if you've noticed he uploads every single day, and even for our wedding and honeymoon he had videos prepared.
I know, that's crazy. That's the thing though, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go on vacation, I gotta so you work hard before leaving because you gotta schedule the stream, so you gotta like produce more content, and then when you come back you're like, oh, I've missed out on so much, I gotta put the gear on to maximum, accelerate. So in the end, you're not really resting.
Yeah, but I don't know, like it's hard for me because like I love what I do, and like as much as I genuinely like I would want to be a housewife, and he tells me all the time, he's like, if you wanted to quit making content,
I said it since we first met,
he was like, I wouldn't care. I mean, I'm very open about the fact that like he pays all of our bills, like he takes care of me, and I
also had a head start.
He did.
For you.
And I pretty much just try and save as much money as I can, because also we don't know how long we're going to be able to do this. And like, you know, we want a house one day, we want kids one day, like we want a real life outside of the internet one day.
This is like off topic, but I just like have to say something about this. But like,
for sure,
we try our most to capitalize on our career and like having this opportunity to make money doing something you like. And I feel like so many content creators, especially in the VTubing scene for some reason, don't take advantage of what they got. Doesn't mean you should be working 24/7, working yourself to the bone, but like they don't do anything to like monetize themselves or like take advantage of their opportunities. And it's just kind of sad because by the end of their career, they're gonna have like nothing to fall back on.
I know,
financially, they didn't save anything up.
Yeah, I know, and that's been a big worry too, especially since I had an accident. I'm like, okay, what I'm working, when you're working is directly tied to you, like the amount of money you produce is directly tied to how much you work. And I'm like, I'm not always going to be able to work like this. What if something happens to me and we got to have something to fall back on? And I'm talking to content creators, they don't even want to put like mid-roll ads in their video. It's like, bro,
you talked about that one ASMR channel, I'm not going to name them, but she had not ever had her monetization on at all.
One of my friends.
And I know, like, based on her number of views, like I can do like a rough estimate.
Well, she would probably
lost
make about,
like $100,000 or $200,000.
What?
Like, what are you doing? If people don't like ads, they would just do ad block.
Yeah, they just do ad block.
They're gonna do ad block, and like, I guarantee you her audience would not mind having ads. And now she has the channel monetized, actually, because I was one of the people that even told her, I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, monetize your videos. You make a lot of views. Like, monetize. She's like, well, I have Patreon. I'm like, monetize them.
When I feel like the bad guy whenever I talk about this, but it's true. And it's also like you're trying to make an experience for your viewer. They're like, oh, but I don't want to give my ads to my audience. Okay, but then you're shifting the blame of your financial responsibility to your parents, your family members. Like, you care more about what strangers online think of you than your family or other people, because nothing exists like in a vacuum. You know, at one point I want to be financially independent. I need to have my own things, and you know, I want to take care of my family, for example. So it comes with that. And also the people that complain about ads in your comment section, I'm sorry, but they're grifters. They're not your real fans, and they're not your real audience, because your real audience would want what's best for you. Like, when I get a sponsor, my core audience is like, yo, Rima got a sponsor, let's go.
Exactly. 1000%. Yes.
Yeah, and I felt guilty about like sponsorships and merch for like a long time, and I
do you know how much money he makes in like sponsorship and merch now? Like, he wouldn't even do it for so long.
No, because I felt guilty. I thought number one, nobody would be interested, and number two, I thought it would piss people off because
I had to like push him, and I know you're happy now that I did.
Now I make like almost as much from outside stuff than I do ad revenue, which is like way more comfortable than. There was a time where 99% of what I was earning was YouTube AdSense.
Me too.
Terrifying.
Me too. And now it's
That's, you know, with our content, but my content, you know, like, you never know what's going to happen. Like, they can just strip your monetization
That's
away.
what I'm scared.
And that happened to me. I mean, my entire YouTube channel got demonetized. They said I had, this was like 2 years ago-ish. They demonetized my entire YouTube channel, my main channel, which was my main, at that time, it was pretty much my main source of income, one of the biggest sources of income. And they completely demonetized it, and they said I had sexual content.
Oh.
And they won't let you, reapply for monetization until 30 days. So even if you do reapply, you still lose out on a whole month of ad revenue. And so I reapplied the 30 days or whatever when I could reapply, and then it took them, you know, a little while to look at it, and then they remonetized my channel. They said, oh no, actually you're fine.
It was just a mistake.
But I just lost out on basically 2 months of ad revenue in the meantime because of their mistake.
That sucks. That's also what I'm really terrified about. And also I learned something, and that was with my IRL job, because I was also a freelancer, but like the amount of jobs I would get is also directly tied to how in demand you are. It's when you get a hype wave, you should ride that hype, because that hype isn't gonna stay there forever. Like a lot of people coast and don't try to get out of their comfort zone, and they think things are always gonna stay the same, but it doesn't. Like people come and go, and there's new popular creators that pop out on the scene all the time. So you don't know what's gonna happen in the future, and you should kind of always try to make the most of it to a healthy degree.
This, all the time, like going back to people not capitalizing on their opportunities. Like I know some people, like they have a really big stream, like they maybe get like a bunch of subs or something, and they view that as like, okay, that means I can take the next 2 weeks off because I earned more than, you know, what I normally do. So that's a nice time for a break. And I get that sometimes, but like if you're always doing that, you're not capitalizing. Like sometimes when I see something really big happen for me, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go the next step and really take advantage of everything I can right now while it's hot.
No, I agree. Kind of like with Doki Bird thing, you know, you just gotta keep on streaming when something like that happen. You have a lot of eyes on you, you should capitalize on it. Yeah, because like I didn't totally ride the hype wave when I was with my IRL job. I was like, oh, you know what, I don't feel like doing this, I just want to play video games, whatever. I didn't care about money. And you know, slowly but surely the phone stops ringing. It's like it dies down. Then you gotta look for another avenue. Then you're like, shit, I've done this my whole life, what else do I do? So yeah, I think that's a very dangerous, you shouldn't sit, what is the expression, like you shouldn't sit on your laurels. Yeah, you gotta
sit on your laurels.
Maybe it's a Rimaism. Close enough.
No, I've definitely heard that before. It's in Bring It On.
All right, thank you. See, well, she studied to be a teacher.
I love the Bring It On movies.
Yeah, I know.
Yay.
You guys are actually such a gold couple.
Oh,
so we discovered a lot of things today. One of them being Strawb is best waifu.
She is the best wife.
Rev is provisor. Giga chat. Rest on your laurels. Oh, okay, that's it. That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay. And well, I guess this counts in the kind of advice we would give to aspiring content creators, but is there anything else you guys would add to like somebody that wants to become a content creator and or wants to become a VTuber?
Quit.
No,
it was
like
not planned, by the way.
It looks crazy.
Here's like the biggest, easiest piece of advice with like content creation. It's very hard to get into it right now, and I think like everything's oversaturated. Yeah. But the main thing is like, if you don't genuinely enjoy what you're doing, don't try to make, especially any sort of like a channel or whatever, but definitely don't make a career or try to make a career.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I started making ASMR roleplay videos, first of all, I was just bored during COVID, and it was just something like I thought was fun and, you know, interesting to do, and I got made fun of. Like now everyone's wanting to do ASMR, it's like the cool thing, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm glad that people have a different view, a little bit of a different view on it now, but when I started making videos, people were in Discord servers listening to my videos and laughing at me.
What?
Yeah.
Because yeah, people
and
on
some
Twitter,
of those people end up going out and making ASMR attempting
for sure.
themselves. Oh no!
I know.
She's doing great.
I know of multiple people who were on like anime Twitter when I was and made fun of me, and now are ASMR VTubers.
Huh.
That's
pretty
people.
ironic.
And they're successful, and hey, good for them. You know, maybe they're nicer now, but no, like people like made fun of me. But I swear, I tell Rev this all the time. I think those people boosted me in the algorithm because they hate watched me.
True.
And they left all the hate comments, and eventually people started finding my videos that like enjoyed them and liked them. And I was like, what the heck? But like, it wasn't like I started doing this because I planned on having an audience and then one day making it my job. I went to college. I graduated. I have a degree. I have student debt. Like I did all of that with that being my end goal was to be a teacher. I went to school to be a teacher.
You'd make a great teacher.
Aw, thank you.
You say like you feel like you're a teacher sometimes when you're streaming.
I do sometimes feel
Really? Oh, because you're talking to a group of people.
Yeah, talking to a group of people and like, I don't know, when you're handling like, if little scuffles happen, it kind of feels like when you're like handling kids in school, like, okay, stop fighting, you know, like in the Discord server.
Yes.
It kind of feels like that sometimes.
Moderating a Discord server is a whole other ball game.
Or any opportunity I have to make like a slideshow, like for debut, I'm like, oh, this is great. I love making slideshows.
Class is in session.
Exactly. But yeah, like I didn't start out expecting to like make this my career, you know? I just did it for fun and it just happened to work out that way. Like basically I gave myself like the summer, once I graduated, I had a job offer at a school and I basically gave myself the summer to try as hard as I could with content and to make as many videos as I could and stream as much as I could. And back then I wasn't even a VTuber yet. I was just streaming with a PNG. But like I was like, I'll keep doing this, and if I can make enough money to justify it, then I'll keep doing this. And I turned down the job offer, which was like crazy. But I see people coming out and they start doing VTubing, and I feel like some people, not all people, but I feel like some people just expect a pop off. Yeah. And they really want to, and I get wanting to. Like I understand it's a dream, and I'm not saying you shouldn't push for dreams, but like people come out and they expect to like just be really successful and make it their career, and then they'll like have like, I don't know, like emergency donathons every couple months because they can't pay their rent because they quit their jobs.
For real.
They quit their jobs and then they like milk their community.
Yeah. Or they're like e-begging and their next post is celebrating a commission they paid $250 for.
That's crazy. I actually feel commissions are a huge money sink too, with not much return, but that's another topic.
I agree, and I trust me, as someone who
has love them,
a lot of art commissioned, and I have commissioned a lot, but I don't commission anywhere near.
Have you guys seen the new Strawb art? By the way, it's
not new. It's a repost. Not new?
Wait, I love that one.
Pro tip: repost your art. See, that's what I'm telling you. Make new art commissions all the time is expensive. But a lot of people like they might not have seen that because I haven't posted it in like a year. That art is from like 2021.
It's so good. So good, chat. You should go check it out.
That's a good one.
Yep.
I just can't justify spending money on art 24/7. It's just.
I know it. I want it so much. There's so many good artists, though.
I know, and every now and then, treat yourself.
Yeah.
Make it a dono goal.
So you took a big leap of faith, but it panned out. But sometimes it's crazy how life is sometimes, because it's like one door closed, but another one opens, and sometimes you just gotta trust, and things work out somehow.
I mean, that's how I got my start. I graduated from school in 2020, right when COVID hit, and I said, because some things related to the field I was going into got delayed because of COVID, and I said, I'm going to give myself 2 months to upload every single day, because I was only uploading like once or twice a week back then, because I was in school. And I said, I'm just going to upload every day, and if I can make like a reasonable amount, I'll keep going with it. And I just like blew my expectations out of the water, and literally, oh my gosh, in 6 days, I'm going to be celebrating 4 full years of content creation.
Oh my god, that's huge! Congratulations!
Thank you.
That is crazy.
I didn't think that would make it more than a year, for sure.
Aww.
But yeah, June 1st.
And now it's your career, and you're one of the most successful VTubers out there. It's crazy to think about it.
Don't inflate my ego. Easy.
Are you gonna make an event for your 4 years anniversary?
Probably a stream.
Yeah.
He likes to do little streams like that.
I don't like doing too many like big subathons, but like my birthday is in July, so maybe the next one.
Yeah, he usually does like 1 or 2 like little. He doesn't really do subathons, but he does like sub goals with like a big hype stream that might last like a day or a weekend or something.
Okay, yeah, it's a lot of energy and it's a lot of planning.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I can barely make over 2 hours.
No, that's the thing too, is neither of us, we don't usually stream super long. Like my max, I mean, I have did subathons, like there were like 48 hours where I'd stream like all day and sleep obviously and then come back and do it again. But that's really a lot on me, if I'm being honest, and so I don't really usually do subathons and things for that reason, because I prefer to keep my streams like 3 hours and under. Usually 2.
It's super hard on the stamina. Like I was... Thankfully today's not going that bad. Like, I don't know. Today and yesterday it's going by really fast because I'm just like... I'm like speed running the collabs. And I'm kind of like...
collabs help.
Yeah. It's kind of like speed dating, but like friends. It's like, okay, next.
Even better then.
Yeah, it's been fun though. I didn't think I would last that long, but 12 hours flew by pretty fast.
You've been doing amazing.
Yeah.
I've been
thank you.
And congrats on the 50K.
Yeah, congrats on the 50K.
It's a huge milestone.
Thank you both.
It's big.
I'm really happy.
I remember when I hit 50K.
Yeah, it's crazy. When you first get like that first YouTube paycheck, you're like, wait, I can make money off doing this?
No, literally. I remember my first paycheck, I went and bought a new phone for myself.
Oh my god, no way.
Because I was like, my old phone was like literally falling apart. It was perfect timing, honestly. This was literally 2020. Yeah, actually, it was January 2021. Because I had let the money sit for a few months. And when I first deposited it, I had like $800 that had collected. And I was like, yeah, I'm buying a new phone.
Nice.
And it felt so cool to be able to do something.
Money now.
Yeah, ballin'.
It felt that way when I went from like being in college and just like, you know, budgeting really hard with the loans and grants and stuff that I had. To like, oh, now I can make my own money for myself. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a little extra income on top of like, well, for me, I keep doing job IRL and stuff. It's kind of hard juggling everything sometimes, but it's not like my contents or my channel is not in a stable place yet where I can just be like, yeah, I'm gonna quit everything.
It's very smart.
And good luck.
And also like mad respect for juggling this with a job. Like I understand that.
Yeah, I'm freelancer, so it's like easier because there's some weeks where I have nothing going on, so I can just focus on content, and there's some weeks where it's a little more hectic. But like you guys said, I think it's kind of the smart thing to do.
Yeah,
especially when you're starting off.
For me, it's like it's just crazy. Like the amount of money I'd make as a teacher is like nowhere near the amount of money I'm able to make as a content creator, which I think is also just insane.
That says a lot about society.
We really should pay our teachers more.
Yes,
what the hell is this?
It's insane how
it's
badly
like,
they're paid.
That says a lot.
It's like really, 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 like I make way more money. And it's just like, and not even a fraction of the work. It's crazy. I mean, being a teacher is freaking hard. It's not easy.
It is.
It's like
you gotta make content every day when you're a teacher.
You make content every day, and your viewers don't want to watch you.
Yeah, your viewers hate you.
My kids liked me.
Nah, they liked you.
When I did teach, my kids liked me, but you know.
I won't forget I had to drive you to school. She didn't have a license, and when I was visiting, I would drive her to her student teaching, drop her off like a kid going to school.
He thought that was very cute.
Wait, teachers gotta buy their own supplies too?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and then like I'm also someone who of course wanted to have like little parties, and when you have like 5 classes of like 20 kids, that's a lot of chips. And then and the kids, you know they're kids and they don't know, and they're like, oh, can I have another bag? And like you feel bad, but you're like, I can't give everyone 2 bags because there's not going to be enough for the rest of the day. But like all of that comes out of your own pocket.
And there's a lot of similarities because you're also influencing people. You can have a positive impact on kids when you're a teacher, but you can also like influence people when you're a content creator and have positive impact on them. I can see the similarities now.
I mean, even with my slides, like I remember I used to put like some anime on my slides sometimes.
No way.
Like I remember I had little like PNGs of like Yui from K-On! And there were people in my class were like, oh my god, Miss blah blah.
That's based, yeah.
They were like, you like K-On! And like so many of my kids loved anime. They were middle schoolers, and so many of them like anime is so popular. When I was in middle school, you got bullied for that. Now like it's so like popular to like anime.
Yes, it is. It's blown up. I've seen it blown up in the past few years. Before we used to be so ashamed of saying. Now I wear like anime shirts to work. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw a kid in a Hagao hoodie, and I was like, oh no.
Where are your parents?
Where are your parents? Like a 7th grader. I was like, please, dear God. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember in elementary school, they were like, no, you can't. The Dragon Ball Z mangas were banned because they were, they were saying bad words in there. And we weren't allowed to have them.
Oh, that's
I think
true.
I just outed myself as a boomer. Yeah.
Someone in your chat said teacher work hours are deceptive because you're working outside of school. That's like literally so true.
Oh, and you're not paid for that?
I would be doing bus duty. I'd be doing like if you ever wanted to like volunteer for after school stuff and you need to get there early. I mean, I'd be getting to school at like 7:30, not leaving sometimes until like 5. And then because they only give you like a little period of the day for planning. But like usually they would make you go to a meeting during the planning period and you'd just be expected to do all your planning and everything outside of school, and not to mention grading. I mean, it's just, it's a lot. I'm very lucky to not do that.
Oh my God, that sounds awful. That sounds like so much work.
Like some parts of me feels like a little guilty sometimes for not doing it because like I think we need more good teachers that care.
Yeah.
But also it's like
true.
You do sacrifice your own like mental well-being and financial well-being when you are a teacher in many places, depending on obviously some schools pay more than others.
And now you gotta teach Gen Alpha, so honestly I think you dodged a bullet there.
I definitely dodged many bullets.
Oh my God. Please skippity toilet, please. Oh man.
My God.
Ohio Riz.
Stop.
Miss Strawby, Ohio Riz.
I would die.
I would die. I hate this. Okay. I'm gonna change the topic because I wanna talk about this a little because I'm curious. Have you guys ever dealt with instances of parasocial relationship? A content creator buzzword. And how do you manage this parasocial dynamic with your community?
You want to go first or me?
I feel like my content creates parasocial relationships more than his does, so I'll start out, I guess. But for me, like, I try to make it... Well, I guess really the truth is, like, you just do the best you can. Like, I keep my DMs off. If I do DM a viewer, it's like for like professional reasons. Like if they win a giveaway or if I need like, merch help or something. It's really hard though. It's hard when you're a streamer and you get to know your regulars and you have to keep in mind that they know a lot more about you than you know about them, which is sometimes really weird to think about. That like these people that you spend hours with like multiple times a week, they know so many things about you and your life. I mean, depending on how much you share, and like you don't know them, but like I care a lot about my community. Obviously, like I care about them as people and I want the best for them. But I think also with my my like ASMR like roleplay videos, I think it's important for people to understand that like it is acting and role play, like it's not real. But yeah, I mean, just leaving DMs turned off. Honestly, I'm really busy and I barely reply to my friends' DMs. So it's like something else that I try to work on.
It becomes a lot when you get Discord DMs, Twitter DMs, and all of that, and everybody, it's like chipping away at your energy, I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
And also you're really public about your relationship too, so
Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing for me. I know, which obviously I'm not gonna name names, but I know so many VTubers that do like GFE type content that have relationships that they don't share, which is like their own prerogative. I get it, you know, but a lot of them are banking on that to keep them growing and to keep their audience happy, because, you know, their audience wouldn't want to find out. Seeing comments about me, like people who watch my ASMR and then later on find out I'm with Rev and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe this whore is doing ASMR and she's with him and he condones this.
Also,
yeah, he's like, oh, yeah.
That's exactly it. And I say, like, anyone who has issues with that stuff, they're the same type of people who can't separate fiction from reality, too. They're the same ones crying about anime characters. Then they see her reading someone else's script about, like, a girlfriend takes you to a bowling alley, and they're like, they think it's like a legitimate romantic experience.
Yeah.
Like she's cheating on me or something. It's like, how would you deal with, like, if you were dating like a voice actor who was like in a show where,
or a real actress who was making out with someone on set?
Yeah.
How would you deal with that?
True, but that is kind of the same.
I feel like for me, like, honestly, and this, some people, you know, might not agree with this, and that's fine. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinions, but I feel like what I do helps people, and I have had plenty of time since I first started making audio role plays in 2020 to wonder whether or not what I do is like morally okay, you know? I've had those same like questions myself. And honestly, like, I feel good about what I do. And I really feel like all that matters is mine and Rev's opinion, because he is my husband. Yeah. And if we're fine with it, I really don't care what anyone else thinks.
Yeah, it's not somebody else's prerogative to say who's fine with it, except the two people in the relationship. Yeah, and it does help people, because I actually had an editor that I worked in the past that said that they were heavily into the, like, boyfriend girlfriend role plays back then. It helped. They were going through some tough time, and some people just don't have a lot of access to a lot of, you know, relationship outside. They're very lonely, and it does help them. And you're like, because you're very open about your relationship, I think you're, you know, setting boundaries there, and it's not like you're trying to keep up like an illusion or anything, so you are pretty ethical about it.
Yeah.
And like talking about our audiences, like on, especially with streaming where it's more casual, like our audience probably 90% overlap. Like everyone knows, like we have emotes of our characters, like everyone knows each other.
We have kissing emotes of our characters.
Oh. She's on almost every stream I do.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just like, I never try to hide it, you know? I never try to hide it from anyone. And don't get me wrong, I've thought about like what that could do for my career. I'm not naive, you know. I know that if no one knew we were together, I could probably get a leg up, but would I feel good about that?
Yeah.
Personally, no.
Yeah.
Because I like sharing. Like, we both do this together. And I think it's probably different if you're with someone who has nothing to do with VTubing, you know, and they're an outsider and they're not really involved in any of this content. But like for us, like, you know, I don't know, we talk about this stuff all the time, and like we are involved in each other's content, and I like that. So everyone's different, but that's what we like to do. So
that's so wholesome. I like this. You guys seem to have great communication, even though Rev doesn't talk a lot apparently outside of his streams.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He's a listener. Like when we first started dating, he would like,
every time there'd be like a even 5-second silence, she would start like nervous laughing. You're like, oh, I'm so awkward. And I quoted, I don't know what the direct quote was from Pulp Fiction. I'm like something about like, you know, getting used to that comfortable silence. Like that's something that shows you're comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
But it took her a bit to get used to that. Or she thought like, oh, I'm annoying you, aren't I? I'm talking and yapping. I'm like, no.
I talk so much.
Like that meme, like
I am a yapper.
The girlfriend who yaps and the boyfriend who listens.
No, he's just a really good listener, but like I need that in a partner because I do talk a lot. Not that but sometimes it's like I talk so much, I'm like, I want to hear you speak. Like, please talk to me. You know what I mean?
I think for me, it's I try to make the other person comfortable. I don't want any awkward moment, so I try to fill it up with talk. And you're like, oh no, but the other person's not really responding. Why? I start overthinking it.
Yeah, that was me at first. Now I'm just really comfortable, obviously.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, I like the whole comfortable silence thing. That's based.
Yeah, it's nice. You need that in your life.
Yeah, you do. I think that's achieved also with like great friends and stuff. But also, okay, going back to the whole parasocial question, I feel like Strawb answered it, and Rev said he doesn't really have that. But I actually disagree with that. I have a theory that even people that don't do like content that is catered to parasocial, I feel like somebody would watch a video, would learn about a topic, and people in your audience would be like, I wonder what Rev would think about that. I think Rev provides the great friend experience, probably.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at your DMs. He doesn't open his Discord, and there, I won't obviously name names. I don't even know who this person is, but there's someone who like DMs you all the time, and you've never replied to them, and I think they have like, there's like 40 messages or something since you've opened that.
Sorry.
Wow.
I would call that a parasocial thing.
Yeah, that's pretty parasocial. And I feel like a lot of creators, like Moist Critical, they deny it, but it's there, and that doesn't mean it's unhealthy. You know, it doesn't mean that every parasocial fan is crazy.
I was just saying, like, to her, when we read through these questions the first time, I think a lot of the big, especially like commentary channels who also stream and really just with their videos too, like people do really parasocially enjoy what they're doing. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but people like to feel like they're reacting and watching a video or learning about a situation with someone.
I sent Rev Twitter DMs and I wonder if he even sees them.
I see a lot more than I respond.
He sees, he sees things.
I also don't like creating the expectation that I'm always going to respond to everyone. That kind of...
Yeah, me too.
Well, no, because also, like, what are you even supposed to talk to these people about? Like, not that these people don't matter, but, like, we're busy. We have jobs. Like, we're making content for you.
Yeah.
We can't have conversations with, like, 20 plus people that are viewers while we're also talking to our friends and our family and working.
Yeah.
I can't even talk to all my friends I want to talk to.
Yeah, I can't even talk to my family. And that's the other thing too, that it's like, I think sometimes my audience, or like you can see that with streamers that stream a lot. Like, for example, XQC, like XQC's audience probably know more about him than his mom knows about him at this point. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That also counts in the parasocial thing.
I mean, my audience knows so much about me.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes I think about that and I'm like, I talk too much.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say that.
I'm a little bit of an oversharer sometimes.
Well, now they know that I can't do maths for shit, and I think I ruined their expectation. You know, they put the content creator on a pedestal, and they saw me fail a very simple mathematical questions. Now they're like, yeah, no, this content creator sucks ass.
That's so relatable.
Oh, thank you, Strawb. You're so nice.
No, literally, I'm so bad at math. My entire chat knows it.
Ah, thank you. Trying to make me feel better,
I was
chat.
not going to be a math teacher.
So I feel like, okay, I've been through a few obstacles, a few roadblocks as I'm going through my journey, especially in the VTuber community. I feel like this is something that other communities probably don't face. But because I'm somebody that does commentary and sometimes I need to critique other creators or other entities, then that means these people, I mean, they're probably never going to want to collab with me, right? But since everybody's connected in the VTuber community, and that leads to blacklist, that needs, you know, to like, you're kind of off. I don't know how to explain it, but you become persona non grata for this person And I guess that's a question more for Rev, where how do you balance like the honesty in your videos with the potential impact on the creators you critique? Or sometimes I'm like, I wanted to speak about this, but I'm afraid I'm gonna piss off this corporation, and if I piss off this corporation, and all of these VTubers, you know, they won't want anything to do with me, so what do I do?
Well, I would say, like, starting with the reverse of that situation, sometimes I think if I'm like defending someone, that if I don't personally know them, that I might be annoying them by like talking about them, or they think I'm a leech or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, I won't name names, but like, there's someone I've talked about multiple times in my videos and defended them from getting attacked by aunties and stuff. And they reached out recently, were like, hey, I appreciate you sticking up for us and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I thought you probably hated me. But you get that surprise sometimes. But I think too, like, I've been very critical of some VTuber agencies out there.
Yeah.
And it's not a universal thing. I feel like it's a lot more, they're a lot more individualistic than you think, where you might think the overall agency hates you, but some of the VTubers in the agency know you or appreciate what you're doing. And when it comes to criticizing people, like, some people are just going to take it the wrong way, and they'll take any level of criticism against them, and they'll just like, they'll never want to talk to you again.
Yes.
And there's some people who they take it in stride and they appreciate it. Like, I became on very good terms with some people whose first interaction with me was making a video criticizing me, and I was like, oh, I actually thought you made a pretty good video about it. Like, this particular instance was years ago. I ended up getting along really well with a person, but that's just not how everyone is. Some people, you criticize them once and they're just done with you. They hate you.
I know, and sometimes it's not even a big critic, and you're just, that's it, you're blacklisted. And the problem with the VTuber community is that there's no other community like this where I mean, I could keep doing my own thing and not talk to everybody and not talk to anybody, and I would still be fine because my videos do well, my content does well. But if you want to, like, you know, go to the cons, like we saw recently with the whole Kershaw and Offguide thing, where, you know, corporations sometimes have some influence there, or you want to branch out a little bit, then you start hitting the roadblocks. But at the same time, you still gotta talk about the topics that your audience is here to watch you. Like, they put you there for a reason. They watch you for that kind of content. So if you stop doing that too, you're also being disingenuous to your fans. It's been really difficult to balance at times.
Yeah, and I think too, like, beyond the internet, I think people don't take this as seriously as you might think too. Like, we went to WeebCon and we met some people who have openly been very vocal about not liking me, and I met them face to face, and their tune's a lot different.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. People don't say shit.
It's
I mean,
they
might try to avoid you, maybe, but like whenever you do, because we spoke to people because we were kind of like being introduced to people here and there.
Behind the scenes a lot.
Yeah, because Uwa Market was great to us. They like took us and they like introduced us to people and stuff. But yeah, we were introduced to some people who we were like, okay, I've seen you say some things about him before. But they don't say anything to your face.
Very confrontational things.
Very confrontational
online.
They're shaking my hand in real life.
Yeah, they're shaking his hand in real life.
They avoid your gaze and stuff. I know.
Yeah.
Or they just talk to him, like the one person was talking to you.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny to see how like different they react to you in real life. And maybe you can say like, because there's a real confrontation now, they don't act the same. But you can also view it as like a positive thing that maybe all this stuff isn't so deep all the time.
Isn't.
True.
Because we're all people. Like,
yes, we are.
We're all people. Like, I wish people could just, I know this sounds so like hippy dippy, whatever, but like, we are. Everyone's like, we're all people, and like all this stuff is so fucking stupid most of the time. And like, if you knew people in person, or if you had like a relationship with them outside of the internet, like, I guarantee most people are not that bad in person.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people are, but like, for them, I just feel like the internet makes people different.
Yeah, it makes us see. Yeah, it makes us see the. Wait, what's the Mike Tyson quote?
What is that?
The Mike Tyson quote is like the one. It's like the internet's got y'all speaking like someone's not gonna punch you in the face or something. Like
true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. People. Now I know that most people that shit talk me or that say things like that, I'm like, you would never say that to me face to face. First of all, I'm a small woman, but I'm pretty imposing IRL, and I'm very outspoken. Like people have told me that I have a presence IRL, and I like talking to people a lot. So a lot of people I feel like would just avert their gaze. They wouldn't dare. Sometimes I'm just like, I wish I could speak to people face to face. I just wish I had the chance to. Maybe I need to go to a con.
I feel like for me though, when we went to the con, like the scariest thing for me, because I had never been to neither of us had been to a convention at all, let alone like as a VTuber. But like, and I'm different than Rev. I want to like collab with people, and I want to be social. I want to have all these VTuber friends. Like I see those things that people have, and like I want that. He is much more content. Like he's content being, solo and stuff, and he doesn't really need all that stuff. But like I do, and so going there, I was so scared that people hated me, because I honestly just kind of assume that a lot of VTubers don't like me, primarily because I am with him. And I just assume, they probably don't like me very much. But I was like so pleasantly surprised. So many VTubers were so nice to me. And like I got closer with some people that I was already mutuals with, and like, you'll be mutuals with someone, but you still don't know exactly how they feel about you if you've never talked to them before. And so you might just get in your head like, maybe they're just mutuals with me, just to be polite, and they don't actually like me. And in fact, maybe they hate me. And then like they're like talking to you and being so nice. Like I feel like if someone hated you, they would not even approach you.
I know.
Much less like try to talk to you. But like I get really nervous that everyone hates me.
Me too.
And so it was such a nice feeling. And I mean, even Uwu Market themselves, like the CEO and everything, like they were talking to me and Rev. And they told Rev and me to our faces that people had an issue with primarily him being there. And they had to like come to bat for us and basically like,
base, by the way.
And say why they thought really that Rev should be there. Because, people had issues with it. Which is, I think, another reason why I was kind of annoyed with the off-guy situation. Because, it was just... It personally hurt my feelings after hearing that people didn't want me and Rev to be able to go to WeebCon.
Yes.
And then, and this isn't the first time people have like wrote into his sponsors about, things to try and get them taken away. Because that's happened.
And it's never worked.
It's never worked. Like with other sponsors too, that our like partnership managers like tell us. They're like, oh, by the way, if some crazy person was emailing us a bunch about Rev. Yes, this happened like. I mean, it happens. Yeah.
Brands only care about really large controversies, but they wouldn't care about stuff like that. My agency wouldn't give a shit. They're like, so.
But yeah, all that to say, it means a lot when people just get to know you for who you are. Instead of just what they've heard about you. Because I had another girl, reach out to me that she had me blocked for a long time.
Oh, geez.
And she unblocked me, and I had noticed that she had unblocked me. And she was like a fairly big VTuber. And we became, I don't even remember exactly how we became mutuals, but we became mutuals. I don't know if she followed me or I followed her, but either way, she reached out to me afterwards, and she was like, I hope it's okay. Like, I know I had you blocked for a long time. I heard really bad things about you from a bunch of people, and I just believed them. But I can see that they were wrong. And it's just like, on one hand, it's kind of sad because it confirms my like suspicions that people do talk poorly of me. But on the other hand, it is nice to see people like actually give me a chance, because
I mean, it's cool. It's cool that she wrote to you and took the time to clarify that. That's pretty brave. That's the problem that I don't like about these fake rumors and those kind of tweets, is that it kind of poisons the well of people that most people are never even gonna give a chance to you know, our content because of these people, and I really dislike that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, no, if they're rational enough to change their opinion about you, that's pretty cool.
That was like someone we met, a different content creator, and she'd been told like all these things about me in particular, and she said, you know what I did? I went out and watched some of your videos to see all these crazy things people were warning me about involving you, and she's like, you're normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing you're saying is that crazy. Like, I can't believe I let these people think these things about you.
Yeah, because she was kind of friends with me, but she just wasn't really, she didn't really know you at all. But then when we met in person at WeebCon, obviously me and him are always together, so it was going to be all of us hanging out. Like, I didn't go out to hang out with someone by myself. Like, I'm always with him.
Yeah, we're all humans, DM.
I'm attached by the hip. So it's like, you know, but yeah, people were like, oh, he's actually so nice. I'm like, I know. I wouldn't marry someone who wasn't nice.
Yeah.
Also, like how you went to the convention, like nervous, people would hate you. You heard about the way I was like getting ready for the convention. I was like,
my lord,
if someone's stepping to me, they better be fucking ready. Like,
I was like, babes, shut up. I was like, and before we go places, I'm like, you are not going to be controversial. You are not going to cause issues. And he was like, no, I really don't want that. He just teases.
And everyone was nice.
Everyone was nice.
Yeah, we realize that people are human on the other side of the screen and stuff. Yeah. And I totally super relatable. I overthink everything. Sometimes I even overthink raids at this point. I'm like, I'm about to raid somebody with 800 viewers, and I'm wondering if they're gonna appreciate it or if they're gonna want it or not. It's like, bro, like usually people just want more viewers. What's going on?
That's why I always raid my wife. 90%
good
of my
idea.
Raids.
He does raid me, but then people have issues with that. They're like, oh, she got all of her viewers just from him. Which is like another conversation. And even if I did, yeah. So what? They stuck around for me.
What? Yeah, exactly.
So, but you know, but I like that. I know some people like to keep their relationships separate, which I understand that as well. But I feel like because our content and our audiences do overlap quite a lot.
Yeah,
so.
It does. And you got matching plushies too.
We do have. Well, they're gone now.
I really like them. They're very cute. Yeah, my friend has them. And okay, I have one last question for you. So, Rev, are your likes public?
They're not going to be anymore.
Oh, wait, they're removing that?
This is like 2-3 days ago announced.
Oh shit!
Getting rid of it.
Everyone was tagging you.
I've never been tagged more in my life.
Oh my god!
Rev, it's getting
Rev, your brand is finished. Which. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but yeah, I'm unashamed of my likes. I think a lot of people misunderstand how the your likes are public thing works, because like I'll have aunties do it back to me. They're like, "Ha, you see this character in your likes, huh? What you got to say about that?" It's like, I'm not the one insulting people.
Yeah.
Over like this is a hypocrisy thing.
Yeah, it is.
Buffoon.
Buffoon. Yeah, it's usually to prove that they they're flaming something, but they're liking it anyway.
Exactly.
I had to hide my likes because my chat, I kept horny liking stuff, and my chat like found out about it. They started posting about it on Twitter, and I was like, all right, fuck you guys, I'm privating my likes.
That's funny.
Yeah, I do tend to restrain what I like.
Oh.
Or at least I did for that reason.
Now you won't have to.
Especially how like your likes can end up on other people's timelines.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't like anything super like NSFW on main. But on my alt Twitter, I'll like some stuff. But even there, I'm like, nice. I'm not liking everything.
I'm liking it in my
I'm
brain.
not trying to get shamed.
Okay. We're learning some things here.
You know.
Pretty based. Oh, honestly, it's been so great having you two here. I feel like we could have such long conversation and great conversations. I feel like we really meshed well. So really, thank you.
No, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
We never do things like this, especially together, and especially him. He doesn't really collab.
I can count on one hand how many people I've collabed with, and one of them is my wife.
Yes,
so
I'm one of them now. Woo! No, I really wanted both of you there too. I feel like, you know, people know about Rev's opinion, but they don't know about Strawb a lot. And I really wanted to get her takes on things as well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much, arigato. And also, you guys got me tons of super chats, so that's a plus.
Hell yeah.
As we should. You deserve them.
Yes, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon. And I'll be looking forward to Rev's 4-year anniversary. Chat, go give these 2 amazing creators follows and subs if it's on YouTube. And thank you so much for coming once again. Have a great day, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Congrats again, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be watching.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Love you all.
Bye.